The night my mother died, the moon hung low over our village, like it was listening. The crickets had stopped singing, and even the palm trees stood still, their leaves frozen in the warm air. I was still a child then, too young to understand why grown people cry quietly, as if tears are something to be ashamed of. My mother lay on a raffia mat inside our mud house, her breath thin like smoke from a dying fire. The kerosene lamp flickered, throwing shadows on the wall. I sat near her feet, playing with dust, angry that everyone looked sad when she was right there. She called my name softly. Not the way she called me when I broke plates or came home late from the stream, but the way she called me when she wanted to hide me inside her voice. I crawled closer. Her hand found my head. It was weak, but warm. She didn't cry. She didn't complain. She didn't beg God to heal her. She leaned close to my ear and whispered words I did not understand. Her lips moved slowly, carefully, like she was planting something deep inside the ground. God, she said, almost smiling, walk ahead of this child when I cannot. When the road is dark, be the lamp. When people say no, speak yes for them. When trouble looks for them, let it miss the way. Then she squeezed my hand once. That was all. By morning, she was gone. Life did not wait for my tears. My father grew quiet. Poverty sat with us like an uninvited guest who refused to leave. I hawked by the roadside, fetched water before sunrise, and learned early that hunger can make a child older than their age. As I grew, trouble followed me closely, like it knew my name. I failed exams I studied hard for. I trusted friends who sold me cheaply. I stood at crossroads where one wrong step could have ended everything. But somehow, things bent in my favor at the last moment. When a speeding lorry lost control, it swerved just inches from me. When false accusations rose against me, the truth appeared from a mouth I did not expect. When I almost joined a group that later met destruction, something inside me refused to move. People said, "You are lucky." Others said, "Your star is strong." I laughed with them, unaware. Then came my darkest night. I had lost my job. Debts piled up like firewood. Shame sat on my chest, heavy and hot. One evening, rain poured as I walked alone past the old church near our village square. My legs gave way, and I fell to my knees in the mud. For the first time in years, I cried like a child. That was when I heard it. Not a voice from the sky, not thunder, just a memory, clear and gentle like a hand on my head. God, walk ahead of this child when I cannot. The prayer came back to me word for word. My mother's whisper, her breath, her faith, and I understood. I was never walking alone. Even when I forgot God, someone had already reminded him of me. Even when I had no strength to pray, a prayer was already waiting, working, standing guard over my life. I stood up in the rain, soaked but lighter. Today, I tell this story for every child who feels abandoned, every adult who feels uncovered. Some prayers do not end with amen. Some prayers stay alive long after the lips that spoke them have returned to dust. A mother's prayer never expires.